The first award we would like to present is the Dr. Debashish Murida Spirit of Medicine Award. This award is given to a U.S. physician who demonstrates altruism, compassion, integrity, leadership, and personal sacrifice while providing quality health care to destitute, distressed, or marginalized populations. The 2022 recipient is Dr. Jerry Abraham. Dr. Abraham serves as an advocate for equal access to public health and health care for all people across Los Angeles. Throughout his time working as the director and chief vaccinologist of Kedron Vaccines and Kedron Mobile, he has fought for several minority groups' rights to reliable and non-discriminatory treatments. Dr. Abraham has spent his career working to innovate and democratize healthcare delivery in order to put patients first and to break down institutional barriers that keep underserved groups from receiving care. At Kedron, Dr. Abraham has fully repositioned Kedron Health to serve as the lead responder for COVID-19 testing, vaccinations, and therapeutics in Los Angeles County, providing more than 450,000 tests and more than 300,000 vaccines with a focus to South Los Angeles, earning international and national acclaim. His program has allowed residents of underprivileged neighborhoods, those without reliable transportation, and people experiencing homelessness to be provided access not only to the vaccine itself, but also education on vaccination safety. Dr. Abraham's passion for furthering the rights of underserved and underrepresented communities and expanding the bounds of traditional medical care, as well as his deep love for the people of Los Angeles, has shaped his career. In honor of Dr. Abraham, a $1,000 grant has been given to Me Mentor, and two $750 grants have been given to Urban Voices and the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles.
Thank you so much again to the American Medical Association Foundation. It's an honor to receive this award for excellence in medicine. And it's been such a trying and long journey throughout this COVID-19 pandemic. Really grateful for all the work that we have done in the House of Medicine to take care of our patients during this trying time. Thank you for this opportunity. I want to share this award with all the patients we've cared for, all those who've lost their lives to this pandemic, all the healthcare workers who have served in this difficult time. Ultimately, we will win, and all of our friends and family who support us along the way will continue to fight the good fight to make sure that we have equitable access to healthcare in this country for all people, and make sure that we fight to achieve health equity one day for all. Thank you so much.
The 2021 recipient of the Murida Spirit of Medicine Award was Dr. Clay Lauder. Dr. Lauder specializes in family medicine in Sumter, South Carolina, and he has been practicing for more than 24 years. Dr. Lauder's mission is to change lives mentally, physically, and spiritually through speaking, writing, and counseling. He is the founder of Colonial Healthcare, one of the largest primary care groups in South Carolina. The group serves thousands of people in rural South Carolina, and he is also a clinical assistant professor at the Medical University of South Carolina and a board member of Clemson University College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences. He's the author of two books, The Fuel Diet and Winner's Travel, a doctor's guide to mental, physical, and spiritual health. In addition, he founded the Winner's Travel Foundation, an organization that provides healthcare to children with special needs and veterans. Dr. Lauder also serves his community through public speaking at schools, churches, and other community-based organizations. His motto is, never a dull moment, never a wasted second. In Dr. Lauder's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Winner's Travel Foundation.
The way I plan to pay it forward and give it back is that I've turned this into the Winner's Travel Foundation, and we give away life-changing trips. You know, I've spent years in those exam rooms, especially taking care of caretakers of kids with special needs, and I realized that they don't have the gift of travel. They can't just pack up and go anywhere. So last year, we sent 20 caretakers of special needs kids to the private island in the BVI for a life-changing trip. And let me tell you, it's one of the best things that I've ever done. I've also included a trip for veterans, and I want to spend the rest of my life giving back by giving away these life-changing trips. I'm so honored to have started that foundation and wrote a book for the people of my community.
Our next award is the Dr. Edmund and Rima Kababe Dedication to the Profession Award. This award recognizes a physician who demonstrates active and productive improvement to the profession of medicine through community service, advocacy, leadership, teaching, or philanthropy. The recipient of the 2022 award is Dr. Joanna Turner Bisgrove. Dr. Bisgrove is a family physician and assistant professor for Rush University Medical Center in Chicago. She began her career practicing medicine in near Madison, Wisconsin. While on the board of directors for Sisters of St. Mary's Health, Wisconsin, she served as a medical advisor at her local district. She was active in developing evidence-based public health policy for state and federal legislators. In addition to holding several state and community-based healthcare positions in Illinois, Dr. Bisgrove supports Chicago communities through her volunteer work at the Trotter Project, a school-based farm-to-table program that teaches students in the South and West Sides how to grow and cook healthy produce. Students are also exposed to careers in agriculture and hospitality. Dr. Bisgrove's work also centers on gender equality for women in medicine, access to healthcare for women and children, and disability inclusion. She credits her passion for medicine and advocacy to her grandfather, who was an OBGYN, and her father, who was a radiologist. In honor of Dr. Bisgrove, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Trotter Project.
This award to me means so many things. First of all, it's validation for the work I've always done in taking care of patients, families, communities, something I'm so passionate about. The health of our community, our country, the people we serve is first and foremost just the number one thing. And I think recognizing that is just hugely important. Second, this award tells me that people like me belong in medicine, and that is a hugely powerful example. We strive for gender equity. We always say that women matter, but it's not until women are recognized in this way that you truly see women really do matter. Same with someone with a disability. You can say they belong, but until it's truly recognized that here's someone who is living the example of what it means to be an excellent physician, and oh, by the way, they have a disability, but they're still doing extremely well, then you're acknowledging that people with disabilities belong in medicine. Those are really important things. By acknowledging that we belong and that we're just as good as anyone else, despite our gender, despite what we look like, despite who we love, despite what we believe, that's just hugely important. And that's what this means to me. Thank you.
The 2021 recipient of the Dr. Edmund and Rima Kababe Dedication to the Profession Award is Dr. Kim Templeton.
This award means the world to me, and I'm really appreciative of receiving this. I think it helps recognize the work that I do outside of patient care. While direct patient care is important, I think unless we continue to push the envelope in terms of research and health policy and education, we aren't going to move the needle in terms of improving patient care and improving patient outcomes.
The next award is the Dr. Jacqueline A. Bello Friend of the AMA Foundation Award. This award honors AMA staff, donors, and volunteers for their active engagement and unwavering support of the AMA Foundation. Recipients are those who inspire hopefulness and encourage others to join them in giving their time and personal resources to further advance the Foundation's mission. The recipient of the 2022 award is Brian Vandenberg. Brian Vandenberg is Chief Administrative Officer and General Counsel at Homeward, a company committed to improving access to high-quality, comprehensive care in rural communities. Previously, Mr. Vandenberg served as Senior Vice President and General Counsel at the American Medical Association. Mr. Vandenberg has generously supported several AMA Foundation scholarship programs through the Vandenberg Health Equity Fund. In 2018, he established a scholarship named in honor of David Jones Peck, MD, the first African-American doctor to graduate from an American medical school. The scholarship is awarded annually to a medical student who demonstrates a commitment to addressing health disparities and promoting health equity in historically marginalized and minoritized communities and patient populations. In 2020, Mr. Vandenberg created the Dream MD Equity Scholarship to recognize the unique experiences of DACA recipient medical students and other first-generation immigrants, as well as the challenges they face in pursuing careers in medicine, as well as the students' significant contributions to societal and national health. He also established the Native American Center for Health Professions Scholarship for Advancing Health Equity, which supports students who are members of a federally or state-recognized Native American tribe, or students who demonstrate a commitment to addressing health disparities that impact Native American populations.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to the AMA Foundation, its board of directors and staff for honoring me with this Excellence in Medicine Award. I'm especially flattered and humbled to be the inaugural recipient of an award that carries the name of Dr. Jacqueline Bello, an award that celebrates her impressive career, her leadership in medicine, her humanity, and her philanthropic support of the AMA Foundation. And special thanks to Barkley, Sandy, and the entire foundation team for partnering with Jamie and me to advance our philanthropic goals in support of health equity. In other words, optimal health for all. Nothing can be more important to the health of the nation than aspiring and committing to optimal health for all. And nothing can be more important than a healthcare system that values people equally and treats them equitably. And of course, this isn't possible without a diverse physician workforce that reflects the diversity of our nation. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to support medical students who demonstrate a commitment to addressing health disparities and promoting health equity.
The next award is the Excellence in LGBTQ Health Award. It honors physicians, residents or fellows, and medical students who have demonstrated outstanding work, innovation, and leadership in LGBTQ policy, advocacy, patient care, academics, teaching or research, workforce diversity, and/or healthcare administration. The first recipient of the 2022 Excellence in LGBTQ Award for a Physician is Dr. Oni Blackstock. Dr. Blackstock is recognized as a thought leader and influencer in the areas of health equity and HIV. She is a primary care and HIV physician and the founder and executive director of Health Justice, a health equity consulting firm that helps healthcare and public health organizations to center anti-racism and equity in the workplace and reduce health inequities in the communities they serve. Before launching Health Justice, Dr. Blackstock served as an assistant commissioner at the New York City Health Department, where she oversaw the city's response to the HIV epidemic, which included innovative programs to promote LGBTQ health. Prior to that, she was an assistant professor at Montefiore Medical Center at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, where she conducted HIV clinical research focused on enhancing engagement in HIV prevention and treatment for impacted populations. Dr. Blackstock is passionate about ensuring that all individuals and communities have the resources and support they need to thrive and achieve optimal health and well-being. In Dr. Blackstock's honor, a $2,500 grant has been given to Health Justice.
It's really thrilling and humbling to receive this AMA Foundation Excellence in LGBTQ Health Award and to be supported by colleagues whom I deeply admire. I think we often do the work that we do because it's the right thing to do, and we don't assume that anyone is really watching us, and we don't do it for recognition. Throughout my career as a primary care doctor, as a researcher, as a public health practitioner, and also as a self-identified queer person, it has been critically important for me to provide care and to create spaces and programs and initiatives where people who are queer and trans, particularly those who are of color, who have been marginalized by the intersecting effects of racism, homophobia, and transphobia, are able really to show up as their fullest selves, where they are seen, where they are affirmed, where they are validated. And so this award is really an acknowledgement of these efforts that I've made and a reminder to continue forward with my advocacy.
The second recipient of the 2022 Excellence in LGBTQ Health Award for a Physician is Dr. Jason Schneider. Dr. Schneider is an associate professor at the Emory University School of Medicine and began teaching after completing his primary care internal medicine residency at Emory in 2003. He works in the Division of General Internal Medicine at Grady Memorial Hospital. Dr. Schneider focuses his work as a clinician educator on educating learners across the spectrum of medical education. He regularly supervises and precepts clinical students and resident physicians in both inpatient and outpatient settings at Grady Memorial. For more than 10 years, he has served as an academic society faculty advisor for the School of Medicine, teaching and mentoring small groups of medical students from their first day of professional school until graduation. Dr. Schneider's clinical interests include sexual health and sexuality, the interaction of psychiatry and general medicine, and primary care for LGBT patients. Through both intramural and extramural funding, Dr. Schneider was able to support the launch of the Gender Center, a clinic for transgender and gender diverse patients at Grady Hospital. Dr. Schneider was recently appointed as an at-large board member to both the U.S. Professional Association of Transgender Health and AMA's Advisory Committee on LGBTQ issues. In honor of Dr. Schneider, a $2,500 grant has been given to the Grady Foundation.
When I reflect on the motto of the foundation, I think back to my over 10 years of national service on the board of GLAMA, Health Professionals Advancing LGBTQ Equality. In those years, I got to meet and work with the pioneers and early leaders of the LGBTQ health equality movement. And I know that their contributions and hard work led to what I've been able to accomplish in my career. And so then when I think about paying it forward, I commit myself to continuing to do the important work that I'm doing now and ensuring that health systems, both locally in my community and nationally, are inclusive of sexual and gender minorities and gender diverse people. And also as a clinician educator, dedicating myself to ensuring that health professional training programs have curricula that are teaching future generations of professionals, physicians, about the unique needs of LGBTQ+ populations.
The 2021 recipient of the Excellence in LGBTQ Health Award for a Physician is Dr. William Valenti. Dr. Valenti is an infectious diseases specialist based in Rochester, New York, and has dedicated his career and life's work to ending the AIDS epidemic. He is the co-founder, staff physician, and senior vice president of strategic advancement at Trillium Health, a specialty program for HIV health. In addition, he is clinical professor of medicine at the University of Rochester School of Medicine and Dentistry. At Trillium Health, Dr. Valenti oversees programs such as the New York State's health departments and the HIV Epidemic Initiative, LGBTQ+ Health and the MoCA Center, also known as the Men of Color Health Awareness Project, and he has also overseen the development of grant-funded programs for the Transgender Center of Excellence and the COVID-19 Test Treat program. He serves as chair of the Infectious Diseases Committee of the Medical Society of the State of New York and is a 2013 recipient of the Linda Lobenstein Award for Clinical Excellence from the New York State Department of Health. In Dr. Valenti's honor, a $2,500 grant was given to Trillium Health.
Dr. Jonas Salk, who developed the original polio vaccine. My sister and I participated in those clinical trials as grade schoolers and received vaccine. After that, we watched polio disappear, and I knew then that healthcare was where I wanted to be. Also, my mother's uncle, my great uncle, was a physician in Rochester, New York, and he was a great role model for me when I was growing up. I once interviewed him for a school project, and one of the questions was, what does it take to be a good physician? He gave me several answers, but the one that I remember the most was a genuine love of humanity. And after that, I was hooked.
The recipient of the 2022 Excellence in LGBTQ Health Award for a Resident or Fellow is Dr. Dustin Nowaski. Dr. Nowaski is a queer, non-binary fourth-year psychiatry resident at the Indiana University School of Medicine. Their personal identification and civic commitment have cultivated a passion to help the LGBTQ+ community. They are the founder and president of the national nonprofit LGBTQ+ health equity organization, OutCare Health, which provides access to LGBTQ+ information, resources, programming, mentorship, education, training, research, and providers for millions across the country. A Gold Humanism Honor Scholar of the Indiana University School of Medicine, Dr. Nowaski's clinical and philanthropic work has led to several national accolades, presentations, and publications, as well as diversity awards from the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation, Tylenol Future Care Foundation, Gamma Mu Foundation, Association of LGBTQ Psychiatrists, World Professional Association for Transgender Health, and the National Organization of Gay and Lesbian Scientists and Technical Professionals. Their ultimate goal is to transform their might into a powerful unicorn of social and public health change for LGBTQ+ people. In honor of Dr. Nowosky, a $2,500 grant has been given to OutCare Health.
My path to medicine has been a wonderful journey. Many events in my life have and continue to inspire my work in medicine. Being raised and coming out as queer in rural Indiana, I experienced and witnessed a lot of mental health concerns, a lot of stigma, and a lot of discrimination. As a young adult navigating health systems, I often felt unheard and invalidated. In college, I soon realized that my experience was one of many similar stories across the country. I carried with me certain privileges, and I wanted to learn, grow, and support all LGBTQ+ people. This moment was my moment, my calling to medicine and to make a difference, challenge current systems, create more inclusive, welcoming environments, shift the culture of medicine, and most importantly, elevate and empower LGBTQ+ voices. In 2015, I founded the national nonprofit LGBTQ+ health equity organization, OutCare Health. Since that time, each morning and every night, I wonder how much more I can do for the LGBTQ+ community. And that'll never stop until there is equity and affirmation for every LGBTQ+ person alive. Giving back and paying it forward is also a collective conscious effort. And I hope that my existence will inspire many more to stand up, to speak out, and to feel heard, respected, and safe.
Our next award is the Jack B. McConnell MD Award for Excellence in Volunteerism. This award honors senior physicians who are committed to providing medical care to those without access to health care in the U.S. The 2021 recipient of the McConnell Award was Dr. Dennis Saver. Dr. Saver was a tireless advocate for providing healthcare access to the uninsured and low income. After completing his medical training as a family physician, Dr. Saver served with the National Health Service Corps in West Virginia. He started the sole family practice in rural West Virginia and was the lone physician for a decade. Upon his move to Florida in 1990, Dr. Saver was a founder of Primary Care of the Treasure Coast and spent the next 30 years as the beloved primary care doctor for thousands of patients in Vero Beach. He was passionate about teaching medical students and was a professor of family medicine at Florida State University College of Medicine. In 1991, Dr. Saver was part of a small committee of physicians who developed We Care, a free clinic for uninsured low-income residents in Indian River County. The We Care clinic was featured in the Wall Street Journal as a model for treating the uninsured. For this work, Dr. Saver was selected to run with the torch during the Olympic torch relay for the 1996 Summer Games. Among countless other honors, Dr. Saver was named Family Doctor of the Year for the entire nation by the American Academy of Family Physicians. In 2012, he was honored by the White House as a leader in health information technology. In Dr. Saver's honor, a $2,500 grant was given to the We Care Clinic.
I think everyone who lives in our society does have a right to some basic health care, and we don't have the right kind of system that allows everybody the same kind of access to the basics. I think it's important also philosophically for me as a physician. I've got a pretty good job and a pretty nice situation in the public, and I feel like it's kind of my duty. I need to give a little bit back. And there's really a very long history of that in medicine, of treating all comers, of taking care of the poor. It's a long and honorable tradition. We need your help. We need each one of you to think hard about giving back a little to the community, either volunteering yourself or helping us to do it for you. There are a lot of people who get real benefit right here, right now, right where we live. It makes a difference in their lives. You can make that difference.
Dr. Saver passed away in July 2021 at 68. He is survived by his wife of 40 years, 3 children, and 2 grandchildren. The final award is the Pride in the Profession Award, honoring physicians who aid underserved populations in the U.S. The 2022 recipient of the award is Dr. Lonnie Bristow. Dr. Bristow is a renowned healthcare practitioner and advocate with more than 50 years of experience. He received his medical degree in internal medicine from the NYU College of Medicine. During his career, he was involved in numerous state and national professional organizations, and within the first 15 years of his career, he was elected president of the American Society of Internal Medicine. Dr. Bristow has long been involved in the AMA. He became active in the association in 1978 and was the first African American to serve on the Board of Trustees, later serving as chair of the board. In 1995, Dr. Bristow became the first African American president of the AMA. In addition to serving patients with the utmost dedication, Dr. Bristow's work has centered on coronary care, socioeconomic issues impacting healthcare, HIV/AIDS, and the mistreatment of sickle cell anemia. As president of the AMA, he focused on reforming the profession by expanding the range of care doctors give to their patients, putting patients' needs ahead of monetary interests, improving the doctor-patient relationship, and implementing ethics curricula on medical licensing exams. In honor of Dr. Bristow, a $2,500 grant has been given to Senior Tutors for Youth, a nonprofit organization that supports, educates, and mentors incarcerated youth.
Our patients and the world trust us across civilization. If there's a tragedy, an airplane falls out of the sky, the cry goes out, is there a doctor in the house? That's because they trust us that we will never intentionally hurt them. That's why they say, is there a doctor in the house? Let's not lose that.
The recipient of the 2021 Pride in the Profession Award was Dr. Jorge Cavero. Dr. Cavero is the founder and chief medical officer of Cavero Clinic, part of the Kano Medical Network, the largest community health center in Illinois serving the Latinx community. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Cavero treated a predominantly Hispanic area in the Midway district of West Chicago, Illinois. His community clinic was one of the first to offer COVID-19 testing and later vaccinations in Cook County. For nearly 6 months, Dr. Cavero worked 6 to 7 days a week to treat his patients. He himself came down with a severe case of COVID-19, which required hospitalization in the ICU. Over a period of 20 years, he has been instrumental in helping build the Hispanic Center of Excellence at the University of Illinois Chicago College of Medicine and to the #1 educator of Latinx medical doctors in the U.S. In addition to 2 siblings who are physicians, Dr. Cavero's great-great-grandfather was a founder of the first general hospital in Cochabamba, Bolivia. Dr. Cavero is proud to carry forward the ancient tradition of the Andean yatiri, or healer, of the Inca Empire that predates the Spanish conquest. Congratulations to all of our 2021 and 2022 Excellence in Medicine Award recipients.